Okay, let's unpack this. You've probably noticed it, right? There's this definite shift happening
Mm.
in how businesses, thought leaders, how they're trying to connect with people.
Yeah, the old ways. They feel a bit off now.
Totally. That old approach, the one that often feels, well, a bit manipulative. Shallow opt-ins, pushy funnels, hype that just falls flat.
People are just tuning out. You can feel it.
Exactly. So this deep dive, we're digging into that change. We're using insights from this article, Books Over Bait.
Good title.
And the core idea is that clients aren't really after more freebies. They're craving like depth, clarity, integrity.
Truth, real substance.
Yeah. And the article suggests a really ethical way to build that connection. A powerful lead magnet, I guess, is surprisingly writing a book.
Going old school almost.
Kind of. So we're going to pull out the key points from this piece for you. But honestly, the full article has so much more nuance. We really think you should check it out. Links in the show notes.
And the article really grounds this shift in some pretty compelling data. He talks about this massive erosion of trust.
You see that everywhere.
You do, like the Edelman Trust Barometer data. Faith in institutions, media, it's down. And you see it in marketing, too. Email open rates plummeting.
Right. You send stuff out and, like, who's even seeing it? Fewer and fewer people.
Exactly. And then there's this flood of AI-generated content. Remember that story? Chicago Sun-Times.
Oh, yeah, the AI piece recommending books that didn't even exist.
Crazy, right.
Right.
But you can feel the difference between something real and something just repackaged or, well, fake.
It feels hollow. And look, when times are uncertain, people get more cautious. They want real, not just fast.
Makes sense.
So if the old bait isn't working, how does a book become this ethical alternative the article talks about?
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. The article frames a book as being really service-centered. It's
Yeah.
about generosity that scales. Think about it. Compared to a quick article or maybe even this deep dive, a book just feels more valuable, higher perceived value.
Because it's more of a commitment, both to create and consume.
Partly that, yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving significant value, often for very little direct return, maybe an email, maybe the cost of the book itself. Plus, it's tangible, portable. You can mark it up, go back to it.
So it's not disposable content. It sticks around.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it lets you tell a whole story. Nuance, honesty. You can actually offer potential transformation, not just a tip.
Right.
And unlike a funnel that's often designed for speed, for that immediate conversion, a book builds an earned relationship. You can't really rush someone reading 200 pages.
True. That takes time.
And that time, that deliberate engagement, it invites trust. It builds it slowly.
And does that mean the people who do finish the book are sort of naturally qualified, like they're already invested?
The article argues exactly that. Yes, getting through a book takes patience, determination, qualities you often want in an ideal client, right? Not someone just looking for a quick fix.
Good point.
Think about the feeling. A funnel often pushes urgency, maybe even pressure. The article contrasts that with a book creating resonance. Peace, almost.
Resonance. I like that. It attracts people who genuinely connect.
At their own pace, because they choose to invest the time. It pulls, it doesn't push.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense ethically and for building that deeper connection. But let's talk brass tacks. Does it actually pay off as a business strategy?
Ah, yes. The business side. This is where the article makes a really strong case for the book as a long game asset.
A long game.
A well-positioned book, it argues, can seriously reduce your ad spend. Maybe even replace a chunk of it.
Really? Replace ads?
Potentially. The idea is it empowers you to raise rates because your value is clear. It can increase conversion rates because leads are pre-qualified, pre-sold, almost.
Because they already trust you from the book.
Exactly. You attract clients who align with your values. And it builds huge credibility before you even have a sales conversation.
So the ROI isn't just book sales, which are usually pretty small.
Not at all. Barely relevant, usually. The real value, connecting the dots here, is leveraging the book's authority.
Okay.
That leads to better speaking gigs, maybe higher quality clients willing to pay more, partnerships, media visibility, all that stuff.
It's an asset that keeps working.
For years. Yes, writing takes effort, no doubt, but it builds a much more solid foundation than, temporary marketing tactics.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here from Books Over Bait?
Well, it suggests that in this world, saturated with quick fix, sometimes manipulative marketing, offering the depth and integrity of a book, that's becoming a really powerful ethical path.
To build real authority, attract the right clients, create something lasting.
Exactly, a sustainable business.
Okay, so here's something to think about. Given this shift, the article describes this craving for real, for trustworthy connections. What does that suggest about the marketing you're seeing, or maybe even the approaches you're using right now?
It's a good question to reflect on.
Definitely. And remember, we've really just scratched the surface here. To get the full picture, all the arguments and data, you really should read the complete article. The link is waiting for you in the show notes.